It's like you feel like this wetness and you're just like, okay, this is not normal wetness, this is period wetness.
Yeah.
Hey guys, I'm Luhhsetty.
And I'm Luna.
And this is Everything Your Parents Never Told You. And this is a show where we discuss the web's most searched questions about dating, sex, periods, all that good stuff.
And today's episode is about
Periods.
What happens before you get your period?
Well, personally for me, I feel like I can feel it coming almost. Like, do you feel like you can almost like tell when your body's about to have your period?
No, PMS is a real thing, you guys.
Yeah, I feel like I get super cranky and I'm like super irritable and I'm like, okay, why am I so mean right now? And then I realize, oh, about to start my period.
Yeah. A helpful thing for me is I have an app where I can just write down when, and it reminds me, okay, you're gonna be like a little moody today.
Yeah.
So just really like tracking it always. Also, my boobs start growing. They start hurting a lot more before my period.
Yeah, like tender, right?
Really tender, yeah. And also I just kind of feel out of it. I feel like you just really need to rest.
So do you remember your first period ever?
I actually do. I was in 9th grade, I was 15. I remember it was just one morning and I was probably feeling like really fatigued that whole week before, and I was like, what is going on with me? But I had ballet later that day and I remember I got my period and my mom was like, okay, like this is your period, and she gave me like pads and like obviously your first one you don't really want to start wearing tampons yet, and it was rough, but I made it through. And it wasn't really regular either after that. Like after I got my first period, it was like on and off for months before it started becoming regular. How about you? When was your first period?
Thankfully I was home, and so I didn't have to think about being at school and like all that awkward, crazy stuff. I was home. I felt like this weird feeling in my stomach. I didn't know what it was, but I was like on the toilet. This is like TMI. I was on the toilet and then it just came. I was like, oh, that's what this feeling is. It's lucky. A period. So like, thankfully I was home and it was, I felt safe and I could just like have the experience like in the comfort of my own toilet.
Wow, that's so nice.
When I told my mom, she was just like, oh, you got your period. Like she was actually like excited for me. I was like, why are you excited about this? This is not exciting. Like there's something coming out of me and I'm not happy about this. But, you know, she was very supportive and just basically let me know what my options were, like about pads and tampons. And of course I started out with pads because tampons are kind of scary at first.
Yeah. I remember my sister sent me this care package she was in college at the time. She sent me a care package with all these red things. She was like so happy for me. It was actually really funny. She told me that there's something called like period underwear that are like red underwear that you have to wear, and I was like, oh, this is so exciting. And she gave me like, I remember red Tic Tacs, like red gum, like all this stuff.
A bunch of red stuff?
She was having so much fun with it, I'm sure.
That's cute. When will I get my first period?
I got it when I was 15, which was a little bit on the later side than most of my friends, but at the end of the day, every single body is different and everyone gets it at a different time. There's not really a particular time that you should get it or...
Yeah, I got mine when I was 12. So I feel like it just depends on the person and it depends on you. So what do I do if I start my period at school?
Oh man, I don't know. I mean, it's really, really obviously the worst place that you can probably
I think that's everybody's fear is just starting at school and not really knowing what to do. But I think a good idea is to always keep like an emergency little like period pack in your backpack where it has underwear, pads, tampons, just so that you can keep it and have it ready, because sometimes you don't know when it's coming.
Yeah, exactly. And then you always want to be that person. If someone else needs it too, you go, I got it. But just preparedness always. I feel like with your period, whenever, you should always have something in your bag. What does a period feel like?
Well, for me, it feels like a twisting kind of pain in my stomach followed with like a wetness. I'm like, it's like you feel like this wetness and you're just like, okay, this is not normal wetness, this is period wetness. Yeah. And you just know that this is a period.
Yeah, exactly. I think that a lot of people can kind of describe it as like a warm pee almost.
But it's true.
Yeah, it is true.
Do you know like when your period's there, like you just automatically know that that's your period?
For sure, yeah. Even when I'm like sleeping in the middle of the night, I can like wake up and it's just like, that's that. Like I don't even know how my body tells me that.
Yeah.
But I just for sure know. I don't know. It's just the body's like natural, I guess.
Same, yeah.
Yeah.
What do I do if my period leaks through my pants?
Oh my gosh, this is a hard topic for sure. I think for me, when I was in ballet class, that's kind of like the worst is when it bled through like your tights and leotard, because you're like legs up here, there's really nothing you can do.
Yeah, how do you even prevent that? Like with a pad and everything, I feel like it's hard to be discreet.
It really is, but like we have like shorts and skirts that you can put on, but obviously, I mean the teachers all know what what's coming, what's happening. So yeah, what did you do when your period leaked through your pants?
Well, I would typically just tie around like a jacket and just kind of create like a little like skirt situation in the back and just have it be covered, because you know, nobody knows why you have it around your waist. They're not really thinking about it. They don't really know. But if you don't have a pad or anything, I just used to wad up like toilet paper and just create a pad.
Me too.
And then I would tie that around my waist and then I would be good for the day. But definitely keep a jacket handy.
Another thing that might make you feel a little bit better is having like your friends check. I know for me in ballet, we'd be like, okay, I'm gonna do the stretch now. Like, you're gonna see if there's anything there.
Yeah,
like,
can you like check me real quick and make sure there's nothing there? Like you do a little.
Yeah, exactly. I think that my worst like bleed through story was I was on the way to the Malibu Chili Cook-Off, which is like a big fair with my friends, and I was driving there and then I just like knew it was like done, over. And then luckily I had my pack in my car with all my pads and tampons, but there was like no bathroom.
Oh my
so I had to do it in my car. It was kind of a nightmare, but you know what? I had the pack, so I was good. Is there anything I can't do on my period?
You can do whatever you want on your period.
Whatever you want.
You can take a bath, you can go swimming, go in the ocean, the sharks aren't gonna eat you.
No.
You can do whatever you want because
yeah,
it's natural and just who cares?
Yeah.
How do I know if my period is regular?
I think, again, tracking it in an app, writing it down somewhere will always help you. I think for me, it's usually falls around the same time every month, give or take like a couple days. How about you?
I think it just depends on the person, and there's so many different factors. So if you ever have any questions, you should definitely check out a doctor, because you never know, and you should definitely be open with them and just let them know everything, because they're there to help you.
Yeah, exactly. And they have seen it all, so do not be worried. Does your period stop in water?
Oh my gosh, I used to think that this was true, but it's actually not true. Your period doesn't just stop in water, although it may seem and appear that your period is like stopping if you're taking a bath, but it's really not. It's constantly flowing, comes in waves, so you definitely want to make sure that you're protected. Like if you're at the water park, you're at the pool, make sure that you have your tampon ready so that you can just be prepared and be covered. So what's period blood made out of?
Period blood is the inside of your uterus, so it's blood, tissue, your uterine lining, but at the end of the day, it's all natural. Period. Period. No pun intended. Yeah, and we should just get rid of the stigma that surrounds it, talk about it, because so many people deal with it. And
yeah, it's not embarrassing. It's like, who cares? It's a period. Whoop-de-doo.
Yeah.
A period. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. And at the end of the day,
yeah,
brings life into this world. So.
Make sure that you comment down below with your most embarrassing period horror story.
And if you like this video, don't forget to like and subscribe down below.
And make sure to subscribe to our channels.
Thank you so much for watching. Bye.